You're already pricing smart. You've got great photos, maybe even some killer reviews. But there's one thing that could take your Airbnb listing from good to unforgettable. And most hosts are still overlooking it. It's not flashy and it's not complicated, but it could change everything. Let's talk about your Airbnb guidebook. In the world of short-term rentals, first impressions matter, and so do final ones. From the moment a guest sees your listing to the moment they check out, you have opportunities to wow them, answer their questions, and make their stay feel truly personal. One of the best tools for doing just that, a well-crafted Airbnb guidebook. Today, I'll walk you through why guidebooks matter, what to include, and some examples of hosts whose guidebooks are top tier. Let's start with the basics. An Airbnb guidebook is a printed or digital collection of everything your guest needs to know to have a smooth, enjoyable stay. From house rules to Wi-Fi info to your favorite local taco spot. It's part welcome packet, part concierge service, and part review generator. Guidebooks may seem small, but the impact can be huge. Here's what the data shows a guidebook can impact your short-term rental. Improved guest satisfaction. 99% of reviews that mentioned a guidebook gave the property 4 or 5 stars. Better experiences. MasterCard reported that post-pandemic, spending on experiences increased 65%. Your guidebook can help guests get the most out of their stay. Increased bookings. 96% of Airbnb users say local experiences influence their booking decisions. Having a digital guidebook that guests can view when they look at your property could lead to even more guests. So yes, a guidebook can improve guest satisfaction, encourage positive reviews, and make your listing stand out. Now let's talk about format. Should your guidebook be printed, digital, or both? It really depends on your property and your guests. Printed guidebooks have a certain charm. They're tactile, nostalgic, and for many guests, comforting. Imagine arriving at a cozy mountain cabin and finding a beautiful booklet on the coffee table, complete with house tips, local hiking trails, and a handwritten note from the host. For some travelers, especially older guests or families looking to unplug, this physical experience feels thoughtful and grounded. But digital guidebooks are rising in popularity fast, and for a good reason. They're convenient, interactive, and easy to update. Platforms like TouchStay or Hostfully let you embed links, maps, and even videos. So whether your guest is looking for late night tacos or trying to remember the Wi-Fi password, they've got everything right in their pocket. And here's something else. Digital guidebooks are eco-friendly too. That's a big plus for guests who value sustainability. So how do you choose? Think about your audience. If your beach bungalow attracts retirees escaping the winter cold, they might prefer a printed version. But if your guests are digital natives renting your smart home in Seattle, give them a sleek mobile experience they can access from anywhere. Either way, the guidebook is more than a format. It's a reflection of your hosting style. Okay, so what should you actually put in your guidebook? Start with what your guests need to feel comfortable and confident. Then go a step further and give them a taste of something they didn't expect. Here are some suggestions. House and community rules. Set expectations clearly. Noise levels, pet policies, parking, etc. This can help prevent misunderstandings. Emergency info. Provide numbers for yourself, 911 alternatives, and local safety resources. Practical info. Check-in and check-out instructions, Wi-Fi passwords, appliance guides, yes, even how to work the remote. Local recommendations. Here's where your listing can shine. The best guidebooks help guests to feel like a local. Share your favorite coffee shops or local markets, hidden gems or popular activities, and restaurants that the tourists miss. And one more tip, make it visual. Include photos, maps, or even QR codes to link guests to your favorite places or to a how-to video on that tricky thermostat. In the end, your guidebook should feel like an extension of your hosting style. Practical, personal, and packed with local magic. If you're still wondering whether a guidebook really makes a difference, Let's talk about a few hosts who've seen firsthand what happens when you go the extra mile. Take Heather, for example. She hosts in a quiet corner of West Virginia, where nature is the main attraction. Her guidebook doesn't just list restaurants and activities, it paints a picture of the area's hidden waterfalls, cultural spots, and cozy coffee shops. Her guests consistently mention it in their reviews, calling it thoughtful, insightful, even a highlight of the stay. Then there's Sergio. He manages several listings, but somehow his guidebooks feel completely custom to each property. Guests across his 6 properties mention how the guidebook helped them make the most of their trip. One review even called it exceptional and personalized. And that wasn't the only one. Sergio doesn't just hand guests a guide, he builds an experience around it. Finally, Callum and Ian. These 2 hosts took their guidebook in a more curated direction. They broke it down by experience. One section for cafes, another for outdoor adventures, another for nightlife. What really sets theirs apart is the tone. Warm, personal, and totally unpretentious. Instead of just saying, try this bar, they add notes like, this is where we go when we need to celebrate something. That level of intimacy makes guests feel like friends, not just guests. What do all 3 of these hosts have in common? They don't treat the guidebook as an afterthought. They treat it as a key part of the guest journey. And the reviews and repeat bookings reflect that. An Airbnb guidebook isn't just helpful, it can be transformative. It shows guests that you care, it creates unforgettable experiences, and it turns average stays into 5-star memories. So what's in your guidebook? Drop your must-include items in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you never miss a tip to boost your short-term rental business. See you next time, and happy hosting.